Okay, I think this is working. Okay, I see. Um, Let me see. This is a YouTube channel. So, I did a few posts on quantum physics and time travel. I think I'm going to try to add a few more things because it's such a fascinating subject. But it's linked, if we're going to be honest about it, we have to be honest that the quantum physics is definitely linked to consciousness and the observer effect. And I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people to get their heads around, is how can consciousness, human consciousness, with the observer effect has such a profound effect on particle wave physics and the way the universe is navigated. But I think it's part and parcel of the way in which the universe is constructed. What's really interesting about this subject is that it provides, I believe anyhow, that if a person could dig deep enough into the level of consciousness within them, that they will find that their consciousness, okay, is linked to the universal consciousness, which religions refer to as God. And I think that's the profound implication of this, because we're dealing with things like random occurrences, free will, the choice factor, things like that. Now, people who have studied this about the quantum physics, and people who have really invested the time and the energy of studying it, you take a strictly scientific point of view, I'm sure they don't like the insertion of the word God in there. But mind you, what I'm doing when I insert the word God is that I'm coinciding it with the word consciousness. And what I'm saying is that consciousness, the pure expression of consciousness, the pure expression of it, the pure expression of consciousness linked with what is universal consciousness, because you would have to have universal consciousness in order to allow for the expression of the universe itself. I think that's the hidden key. I think that's going to be the most profound hidden key that's going to come out into the open in the 21st century. And I think with that hidden key, and the far-ranging implications of that, is going to have such a profound effect on everybody. It's not even going to be funny, because what that means is that what is the implications of that is that human beings are far more powerful than they could ever imagine. When I say powerful, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about egoism, okay? So don't go there. I'm not talking about all the things which unfortunately bring people down. All the negative vices and all the negative attributes that sometimes unfortunately human beings fall into. I'm not talking about that. That's something that's different. That's all linked up to the negative aspects of egoism. So I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is consciousness itself, the pure infinite expression of consciousness. And I think when human beings wake up to that within themselves, and they start living that, and they start understanding what that's about, and they start to realize the profound implications of that, okay? And they start understanding the purity of that, the infinite purity of that, the infinite pure expression of that. I think it's gonna be like a breath of fresh air for the human race. It's going to open up something so profoundly illuminating, it's not even going to be funny. And I do believe that that's the gateway towards space exploration to other planets, okay? I honestly do, and I believe that's when all the super highly advanced technologies and insights, equations, everything that we're going to need to get to other planets is going to start coming, because where does it have to come first? It has to first come to our consciousness, okay? And but yet at the same time, because our consciousness, I believe our consciousness is part and parcel of the universal consciousness, all those equations, all those scientific equations, illuminations, discoveries that are waiting to happen, and in a sense we already have within ourselves. That's the profound implication, is that everything good that we could ever want, everything good that we could ever be, everything good that we could ever have, that it's already within us. And that's going to be the profound implications of that. And when people understand that it's all truly is within us and is already right there, and then the next step is to learn how to express that outwardly, then there's not going to be any more need. When I say need, there's never was a need to begin with, but there's not going to be any more desire for wars, for negative competition. War is negative competition. Okay, wars, greed, hatred, all the other things which bring humanity down, all the violence and the murders that go on and all the other things that are really bad. Once a person realizes the profound implications of what quantum physics is really saying, and how consciousness is intersected to it all, and that the power that each human being possesses is far deeper than they could ever imagine. It's actually quite literally infinite. See, it's infinite. And that the insights, the intelligence, the scientific equations, the musical notations, the discoveries that are awaiting, every sort of realm and level of knowledge that are just waiting for us to discover. Once human beings realize that it's already within themselves, as they already actually possess it, it's just a matter of exteriorizing it. It's going to change everything. And along with that is the profound implications of how all these different levels of knowledge, how they all integrate, and listen to that word very carefully, how it integrates into what Albert Einstein was trying to discover, which was called the unified field theory, how it comes together in a beautiful cosmic symmetry, because you got infinite symmetry, but at the same time you got the free will factor, which allows for things like parallel universes, parallel dimensions, parallel existences, time travel without any sort of violation of free will beings or other alternate existences. Once we can start realizing the multi-dimensional doorways that are going to open up, and with that, the cosmic illuminating light that's going to come in, and that each human being is actually infinitely powerful. That's going to be the most profound realization, is that each human being is actually infinitely powerful. Each human being is actually infinitely all-powerful, and that's going to be that's a very profound and controversial statement. I'm saying each human being is actually infinitely all-powerful, but at the same time, it's not at the level of the ego, meaning where somehow the ego could possess it in a way that pertains to negative egoism. I don't know if that makes sense. In other words, it just is, or another way to say it, God is. And you cannot manipulate the scientific spiritual forces of God, or you cannot manipulate what consciousness truly is. It's just there as infinite awareness, infinite intelligence, and it's just there. And I think once people understand that, each human being understands that each human being is actually possessing with something that's all-powerful, in which they can manifest anything good that they want to manifest. Okay, energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. That we have the capability of using that formula, directly channeling that through our consciousness to manifest what we want, all the good that we want, and that there is a purpose with prayer and with worshiping God and all that, but it has to be done along the lines of purity, infinite awareness. And once we realize the profound implications of that and connect with that, connect our inner energy to that, okay, it's going to have a profound effect that's going to change everything around. Now, why am I posting this? Is because right now we're going through, this coronavirus, and it's had a lot of negativity. It's hurt a lot of people, but no one should ever lose hope. No matter what negativity that's out there, God's able to turn everything around. But we have to understand who and what God truly is. God is truly our own infinite consciousness, our own infinite awareness, okay? But I'm saying infinite because, see, we only have a finite perception and awareness of it. But that finite perception and awareness is linked to the infinite awareness. And once we link it all up like that, and we understand we have to channel it harmoniously without any sort of egoism, because egoism is what screws everything up. But once we realize we just let it manifest, just allow it to manifest, just allow it, to manifest. Speak the word, and Lord, I will be healed. Speak the word, speak the words of manifestation, the energy words of manifestation, only for using for what's good. And stick to those words with faith, and to understand that anything good we could ask for, that it will manifest. And that's the profound implications of all this study of quantum physics and everything else. It's going to open up a profound doorway of illuminating light to humanity, and that we so desperately need, because we really desperately need it. But that's the profound implications. But we have to do it without the egoism messing it up. And that's the purpose behind meditation. To meditate, learn to know how to meditate, to be still. There's a scripture within the Bible that says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am God. Okay, what does that mean? It means that God is right there with you. Your awareness, infinite pure awareness. Right
Powering off.
Right there with you. Okay, so keep that in mind, and hope everything works out the best for you who are watching this and everybody else, and that hope could become a 100% manifestation of what's good once you know you have what you have and you truly believe in it, and you start working with it, and you don't doubt it no more, and you know that everything good you could ever want, it's right there for you. Okay, and that's pretty much what I wanted to express. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching this. Okay, thank you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, there we go.